Hi, this is Eric, the Swiss Army knife. I wanted to show you something that may be a little mundane, but when you have a dishwasher that either makes noise or just doesn't clean well and things are dirty, you know, a lot of people will just go and buy a new one. And sometimes even after 8 months, a year, they'll go buy a new one just because it doesn't work. And there's some simple steps you can do, and you probably need to do it quite regularly and save yourself a $200, $300, $400 bill just having some guy out there and come in and say, I don't know, it's like, get a new one. So most don't go this deep, but this is actually a simple thing that you can do. A few tools you're going to need. These are like any home place or Home Depot or wherever you can get star tools. You need a star 15 and a star 20. These are like, they're star shaped tools that you can get. You can buy these. This is really actually the best thing you could buy anytime. A 100-piece set. Amazon's probably $10. And look at all the different things you get with it. This will help you throughout anything that you do, because all these things are used at one time or another. A wire brush or just a toothbrush. An old toothbrush is fine. A small pair of dikes, large screwdriver, and a small screwdriver. And you might need an old coat hanger. So what I've done here is I've taken apart a lot of the screws. I've taken the screws out and stuff so you won't have to sit through me painfully going through all of that. But what you have to do is, one is remove the baskets. And the bottom basket in most, this is a KitchenAid, and it's probably 10 years old, but it's stainless and it's clean. It's really in good shape. What you need to do with the top basket, every washer is different. So we're just going through the process of how to clean it and give you an idea of what best to do when you're cleaning it. This one has tabs, and you just pull these tabs out, and the whole basket should just go past the tabs and slide right out, and you're done. Make sure you set your basket upside down, because if you set it on the bottom, you may end up damaging some of the washing sprayers. And for you first timers that have never done this before, you may want to take this off and make sure these holes and jets, depending on how much hard water you got, are clean. And you can do that by sticking a hose in here and watching this thing turn. You can do lots of stuff. But that is one thing. We're actually going to unclog all these little jets in here and make sure they're clean. Now, I did this probably 6 months ago, so I don't need to unclog the jets. I know that what they call the macerator, the thing that chews up all the food and everything, is either clogged or there's a piece of glass or something in there that's causing it to make a noise. Because this is usually a really quiet dishwasher. There is a time when you do get a new one, and these stainless ones, they're probably about $1,000 now, maybe even $1,200. So it's worth your time to go in and see what you can do before you go and buy one. So first thing you do is spin this top piece off, and you turn it clockwise, not counterclockwise, so it's just the opposite of what you would think, and this lifts out. You want to make sure that all these little holes here are clear. Some are covered to give you a different spray, and some have actually a little hole in them. But you also want to make sure that these are all clean. You can get a garden hose, and this is where your coat hanger comes in handy. You can go in there and stick them in there and clean them down this line and get this any type of crud that you get from buildup from hard water. That's probably your biggest enemy. Now, this is actually in pretty good shape, so you could use CLR and other things to clean this up. But for now, I'm just going to go roll through it. Again, put that plate someplace safe. Now, you got to look under here, the spinner. There's clips here. You got to unclip one side. I've got it already unclipped so you can see it. You unclip one side and then you turn it a little bit. You can break these things, and that also has a clip that comes out. So this all comes out as one piece. Now, if your dishwasher has these holes here, you see this one is closed and this one is open. Well, this one actually should come back closed. They should close because these are the different heights. When you change the height, it goes in here and opens it up, and then it closes. Well, this one's stuck open, so you have to keep it at this height. You can't go to the lower height, or it will leak. So that's really important. You can also replace this piece. Now I'm going to show you, I have everything fairly apart, but I'm going to show you how this comes out. I lean this forward, and then I turn this. See this turning here? It's keyed actually. And at the same time I turn, I pull up and wiggle it. Now if it's got hard water, it's going to come out a little bit more difficult than that. But now that is your, that whole unit. Also this, you want to make sure that this is spinning free and that it's clean. And it can get clogged up because that's the thing that sprays on top on all your dishes. Next we're going to go into this. This pulls out, so you just set that aside. This is the filter screen. This is probably the most important thing. You can see it's really pretty clean because I've kept it clean, but they can get gunked up so bad that you have poor circulation, almost like you would if you got high cholesterol. That's what this is. We're actually going to do a cholesterol check on this unit. There were 3 screws on the top, and then 1 after you got that one piece off there. So didn't tell you about that one. Now in here, this little piece here, I'm gonna get some more light in there, is called the macerator. This is the thing that chews up all the food, and this is where usually things get clogged up. As you can see, there's a bunch of junk in there. And I actually found this much stuff all in here, and that was clogging our circulation. And I also found this there, which is a piece of glass, and that was stuck right here. And I think it was affecting the noise because it was kind of noisy. This is usually really quiet. So what I'm going to do is get my long screwdriver and pop this off. If you have never popped the macerator cap off, then you're going to be in for a treat because it's not going to want to come out easy because it's just sort of stuck in there. There's a clip here, and it's a plastic clip, and it's okay if you break the clip because it will go back in and screw in on one side and be tight enough on the other side to make a seal. It's really tight. So then you basically, you're prying this up, and you're not prying only from one side. You're trying to get it from both sides, because if you don't, you can break this little piece. I've never had to buy one of these pieces, but you can break it. You see how dirty it is. Now this is the heart of this particular KitchenAid one. I don't know if you can see well in there. Let's see if we can get a better picture. Is that a good picture? That's the macerator. The food comes in there and gets chewed up by that blade. Well, I've put a new blade in there, and that blade actually is easily replaceable. It just pops off, and you can order one of All Appliance Parts Pros for like $10 or yeah, about 10-15 bucks. AllAppliancePros.com is really a great place. They fast service and everything. That's it. I'm just basically cleaning this out, making sure that there's no junk in here, and getting rid of all this other pieces of junk here. This will all clean out, but right now it's just sitting there as sediment, and it is blocking the efficiency of the unit. So that's pretty much it for this. I'm going to just do everything in reverse. And you know, you also want to take the brush and come in here. My handy helper just reminded me of that. And just loosen everything up. Now, if you fill it with water, it's not going to drain right away. So I just basically leave it this way, and I don't worry about it. And I also take this item, and you want to clean that. It's going to get dirty again, so don't worry about it too much. Just want to clean the channel out so everything fits back nice and neat. And that's it. We're going to put everything back in reverse. Maybe putting everything back in reverse will help you see what I did in the forward way. So I'm going to get the 15, which is the small one here. That was my daughter, not knowing that we were videotaping. It's okay, you gotta have kids in the movie. And I will just I love using a small Ryobi like this or a small drill like this. I never hardly hand tighten. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this part 1, because this is, you're done. If you know what you're doing, you got the major part of it, so you're good to go. Okay, now I'm going to do part 2.